Imagine stepping outside and seeing a vibrant green wall instead of a plain wooden fence or metal barrier. A fence that becomes thicker each year helps filter dust from the air, softens surrounding noise, and provides natural privacy for your space. Even more importantly, it's alive, filled with birds, butterflies, and fresh greenery that brings your garden to life. When people think about fast-growing natural screens, bamboo is often the first plant that comes to mind. While it does grow rapidly, it can also create serious problems. In many regions, bamboo spreads aggressively, invades nearby areas, and can even be restricted or banned because of how invasive it becomes. Fortunately, there are many other plants that grow just as quickly, sometimes even faster, while being far easier to manage and much more suitable for most gardens. These plants can create dense green walls, natural privacy screens, and beautiful living borders. Some grow rapidly within a single season, while others gradually develop into thick hedges that are nearly impossible to see through. Unlike artificial fencing, living barriers improve soil quality, support wildlife, and make your outdoor space feel more natural and welcoming. 1. Privet. Privet has long been one of the most widely used hedge plants around the world, and its popularity comes from proven performance. For generations, it has been used to define property lines, shape formal gardens, and create living privacy walls in both urban and rural settings. Even today, many historic landscapes feature mature privet hedges planted decades ago. One of the main reasons for its continued use is its balance of fast growth and reliability. Many varieties grow around 2 to 3 feet per year once established, allowing a newly planted row to quickly develop into a functional hedge. Within just a few growing seasons, individual plants merge into a continuous green barrier. Privet is especially valued for its dense foliage. It naturally produces numerous branches, each covered in small, oval leaves that grow closely together. As the plants expand side by side, these overlapping leaves form a thick wall that provides excellent privacy. It's an ideal choice for blocking views from neighbors, roads, or nearby structures. Another key advantage is how well privet responds to pruning. Instead of weakening the plant, regular trimming actually encourages it to grow thicker and fuller. Each cut stimulates new side growth, helping the hedge become even denser over time. Because of this, privet can be shaped in a variety of ways. Some gardeners prefer clean, straight lines for a formal look, while others allow it to grow into softer, more natural forms. In either case, the plant adapts easily and maintains its structure. Within a few years, a well-maintained privet hedge becomes so dense that it can reduce wind and help block outside noise. In busy environments, this creates a noticeably quieter and more comfortable garden space. Privet is also highly adaptable. It grows well in different soil types, from fertile garden soil to heavier clay. It tolerates pollution, dust, and changing weather conditions better than many ornamental plants, making it suitable for both city gardens and countryside landscapes. It also performs well in both full sun and partial shade. While it grows fastest with plenty of sunlight, it continues to develop successfully even in less ideal lighting conditions, such as along fences or walls. In late spring or early summer, some varieties produce clusters of small white flowers that attract pollinators like bees and butterflies. Later in the season, dark berries may form, which birds often feed on. When planted closely and maintained regularly, privet creates one of the most classic and reliable living fences. Over time, it becomes more than just a boundary. It turns into a strong, living structure that grows thicker and more attractive with each passing year. 2. Cherry laurel. Cherry laurel is one of the most effective plants for creating a dense, evergreen privacy screen. Known for its rapid growth and glossy foliage, it is often chosen when a strong, year-round green barrier is needed. This plant grows quickly, often adding 2 to 3 feet each year once established. As it matures, its branches spread outward and intertwine with neighboring plants, forming a thick hedge that is extremely difficult to see through. Its large, smooth leaves have a deep green color and a shiny surface that reflects light beautifully. Because the foliage is so dense, a row of cherry laurels can effectively block views from outside, while also providing shade and shelter within the garden. Another important benefit is its ability to reduce noise. The thick layers of leaves help absorb sound from nearby streets, neighbors, or urban surroundings, creating a quieter and more peaceful outdoor environment. In spring, cherry laurel produces clusters of small white flowers that rise above the foliage like soft, upright spikes. These blooms attract pollinators such as bees and butterflies, adding life and movement to the garden. Later in the season, the flowers develop into small, dark berries, which provide food for birds and add seasonal interest. Cherry laurel is also highly resilient. It tolerates partial shade better than many other hedge plants, making it ideal for planting along walls or in areas with limited sunlight. It adapts well to different soil types and performs reliably in both cooler and warmer climates. Thanks to its fast growth and dense structure, cherry laurel can form a tall, solid hedge within just a few years. Once established, it becomes a powerful natural barrier that provides privacy, reduces wind, and stays green throughout the year. For gardeners looking for a bold, evergreen solution that grows quickly and requires relatively simple care, cherry laurel is one of the most dependable options available. 3. Willow. Willow is one of the fastest growing plants you can use to create a living fence, and for many gardeners, it becomes the top choice when speed matters most. While many hedge plants take years to form a solid barrier, certain willow varieties can grow more than 6 feet in a single season. In the right conditions, young shoots seem to stretch upward almost week by week, quickly transforming a simple row of cuttings into a lush wall of greenery. The secret behind willow's rapid growth lies underground. Its root system is extremely active and efficient at absorbing water and nutrients. These roots spread quickly through the soil, pulling in moisture that fuels the plant's vigorous growth above ground. Because of this, willow thrives especially well in damp or slightly wet soils where other plants may struggle. For centuries, willow has been used not only for hedges, but also for practical garden structures. In traditional European gardens, branches were planted closely together and woven into living tunnels, arches, domes, and fences. This method, often called living willow weaving, takes advantage of the plant's flexibility and speed. As the branches grow, they naturally fuse together, forming a strong, living framework over time. Creating a willow fence can be surprisingly simple. Gardeners often push fresh-cut willow rods directly into the ground in straight lines or zigzag patterns. Because willow roots so easily, many of these cuttings begin growing almost immediately. Within the first year, green shoots appear, and by the second or third year, the fence can become dense enough to provide real privacy. One of willow's biggest advantages is its flexibility. Young branches bend easily without snapping, allowing them to be shaped into creative designs. They can be woven horizontally, tied into arches, or trained along supports to form a thick, interlocking structure. Over time, these woven branches strengthen, creating a durable living wall. Willow also responds exceptionally well to pruning. Regular trimming actually encourages more vigorous growth, producing new shoots that make the fence even thicker. With minimal maintenance once or twice a year, a willow hedge can remain full, dense, and attractive for many years. Compared to bamboo, willow is far easier to manage. Bamboo spreads aggressively underground through rhizomes, often invading nearby areas. Willow, on the other hand, stays more controlled when planted in rows and maintained properly. Its roots are strong but generally predictable, making it a safer option for most gardens. Beyond its practical use, willow adds life and movement to the garden. Birds perch among its branches, insects gather around its leaves, and the soft sound of foliage rustling in the wind creates a calming atmosphere. A mature willow fence doesn't just provide privacy, it becomes a living, breathing part of the landscape. 4. Leyland cypress. If your main goal is to create height and privacy as quickly as possible, few plants can match Leyland cypress. This evergreen tree is widely known as one of the fastest growing options for creating tall living fences and windbreaks, making it a popular choice in landscaping. Under ideal conditions, Leyland cypress can grow between 3 and 5 feet per year. This rapid growth allows a small row of young trees to transform into a tall, dense green barrier in a relatively short time. What begins as a thin line of saplings can become an impressive wall of greenery within just a few seasons. One of its standout features is its dense evergreen foliage. The tree produces soft, feathery branches covered in rich green needles that stay vibrant throughout the year. Unlike deciduous hedges that lose their leaves in autumn, Leyland cypress maintains full coverage even in winter, providing year-round privacy. When planted in a row, these trees grow together into a solid vertical screen. Their thick foliage helps block strong winds, making them especially useful in open or exposed areas. At the same time, the dense greenery helps absorb sound, creating a quieter and more peaceful environment in your yard. Because of its potential height, Leyland cypress is often used as a natural alternative to tall fences. If left untrimmed, mature trees can reach heights of 40 to 60 feet. However, many gardeners prefer to maintain them at a more manageable size through regular pruning. Proper spacing is essential when planting Leyland cypress. While it may seem tempting to place trees close together for instant density, overcrowding can lead to poor airflow and increase the risk of disease. Giving each tree enough space allows for stronger root development and healthier growth. Over time, the branches naturally fill in, forming a dense hedge without the problems caused by overcrowding. Leyland cypress also responds well to trimming, allowing gardeners to shape the hedge as it develops. Some prefer a natural, tall look, while others trim the sides regularly to maintain a clean, uniform wall. In addition to privacy, these trees create a strong visual backdrop for the garden. Their deep green color contrasts beautifully with flowering plants, vegetable beds, and decorative shrubs. In larger landscapes, a mature row of Leyland cypress adds structure and a sense of permanence. For those looking to establish a tall, fast-growing, evergreen fence that remains dense throughout the year, Leyland cypress stands out as one of the most effective choices. 5. Arbor Vitae. Arbor Vitae has become one of the most popular choices for natural privacy screens in modern landscaping, and its demand continues to grow. Gardeners and homeowners value it for its clean, structured appearance, consistent growth, and ability to form refined, living green walls. Many varieties of Arbor Vitae grow around 2 to 3 feet per year once established. While this is slightly slower than some ultra-fast growers like Leyland cypress, it is still quick enough to create an effective privacy barrier within just a few seasons. One of the key reasons Arbor Vitae works so well as a living fence is its natural growth habit. Instead of spreading outward, it grows in a narrow, upright form. This vertical structure makes it especially useful in smaller yards or areas where space is limited. When planted in a row, Arbor Vitae trees gradually merge together, forming a continuous wall of soft, dense greenery. Their branches grow tightly from top to bottom, leaving very few gaps as the hedge matures. Because Arbor Vitae is evergreen, it maintains its foliage throughout the entire year. Even in winter, it continues to provide privacy and protection from wind. In colder climates, its branches often catch light layers of snow, creating a calm and picturesque winter scene. Another benefit is its naturally neat appearance. Arbor Vitae tends to grow in a uniform shape, without requiring constant trimming, making it ideal for landscapes where symmetry and order are important. Even with minimal maintenance, a row of these trees looks clean and well organized. Despite its tidy structure, Arbor Vitae also supports wildlife. Its dense foliage offers excellent shelter for birds, especially during colder months when natural cover is limited. Small birds often nest within the branches, using the trees for protection from predators and harsh weather. Maintenance is simple. Once established, Arbor Vitae requires very little care. Occasional watering during dry periods and light pruning to maintain shape are usually enough to keep it healthy. Because of its narrow growth, it rarely needs heavy trimming to control width, which makes it a practical option for those who want privacy without high maintenance. Over time, a mature Arbor Vitae hedge becomes an elegant green barrier that enhances both the function and beauty of a garden. Its soft texture, year-round color, and predictable growth make it one of the most reliable choices for creating a living fence. 6. Photinia. Photinia is a hedge plant that stands out not only for its fast growth, but also for its vibrant and changing appearance. Unlike many hedges that remain the same shade of green year-round, Photinia offers a dynamic display that evolves with each new growth cycle. What makes this plant especially striking is the color of its young leaves. In spring, fresh shoots emerge in bright shades of red or copper. As the leaves mature, they gradually shift into deep green, creating a layered effect. When new growth appears across the entire hedge, the plant can display a mix of red and green at the same time, producing a bold and eye-catching contrast. Photinia is also valued for its rapid growth. In the right conditions, it can grow 2 feet or more in a single year. With regular trimming, the plant quickly becomes fuller and denser, forming a thick hedge that provides strong privacy. One of its biggest advantages is how well it responds to pruning. Each time the hedge is trimmed, it stimulates new red growth. This means pruning not only keeps the plant in shape, but also enhances its color, making the hedge more visually striking over time. Photinia is also flexible in design. It can be shaped into a formal hedge with clean lines and smooth edges, or allowed to grow more naturally for a softer, less structured look. In both cases, it maintains dense foliage and strong coverage. It performs best in sunny locations, where it receives several hours of direct light each day. Sunlight intensifies the red tones of new leaves, making the seasonal color shift even more dramatic. While it prefers well-drained soil, Photinia is generally adaptable and can grow successfully in a variety of conditions once established. In addition to its colorful foliage, mature Photinia plants produce clusters of small white flowers in spring. These blooms attract bees and other beneficial insects, adding more life and activity to the garden. As a living fence, Photinia offers a unique combination of fast growth, strong privacy, and decorative appeal. Instead of a simple green barrier, it creates a vibrant hedge that changes with the seasons, bringing color and interest to the landscape year after year. 7. Hornbeam. Hornbeam hedges have long been valued in European gardens and are closely associated with traditional, refined landscape design. Although the plant may grow more slowly in its first year, it soon picks up pace and develops into one of the most dense and elegant natural fences you can create. In spring and summer, hornbeam produces fresh, light green leaves that give the hedge a soft, lush, and inviting appearance. As the seasons change, the foliage transforms, shifting into warm tones of yellow, gold, and copper during autumn. This gradual color change adds seasonal interest and depth to the garden. One of the most distinctive characteristics of hornbeam is what happens after autumn. Unlike many deciduous plants that drop their leaves completely, hornbeam often holds onto its dried foliage throughout winter. This allows the hedge to maintain a surprising level of privacy even during colder months when most plants become bare. Hornbeam is also highly responsive to pruning. It can be shaped into very clean, formal hedges with crisp lines and smooth surfaces. Because it tolerates frequent trimming, gardeners can train it into precise, structured forms that work perfectly in formal garden layouts. As the plant matures, its branches grow closely together, forming a dense network of stems and leaves. This thickness makes it highly effective at blocking views, reducing wind, and creating a strong visual boundary around a property. Beyond its functional use, hornbeam also supports local wildlife. Birds often nest within its branches, while the foliage provides shelter for beneficial insects that contribute to a balanced garden ecosystem. Once established, a hornbeam hedge can last for decades. Many historic landscapes still feature hornbeam hedges that have been carefully maintained for generations, proving its durability and long-term reliability. For those who want a living fence that combines classic beauty with strength and longevity, hornbeam remains a timeless and dependable choice. 8. Pyracantha. Pyracantha, commonly known as firethorn, is a plant that offers multiple benefits in a single hedge. It not only provides privacy, but also acts as a natural security barrier thanks to its dense growth and sharp thorns. Its branches are covered in strong, pointed thorns that make the hedge extremely difficult to pass through. Because of this, Pyracantha is often planted along property lines, fences, or walls where added protection is needed. It serves as a natural deterrent while still maintaining an attractive appearance. Despite its protective qualities, Pyracantha is also highly decorative. In spring, it produces clusters of small white flowers that cover the branches in soft, cloud-like blooms. These flowers attract bees and other pollinators, bringing movement and life into the garden. As the season progresses into autumn, these flowers develop into bright, colorful berries. The berries range from vibrant orange to deep red and are one of the plant's most eye-catching features. They often remain on the branches well into winter, creating a striking contrast against the greenery and adding seasonal interest. Birds are especially drawn to these berries, making Pyracantha an excellent plant for supporting wildlife. The dense, thorny structure also provides safe nesting areas, protecting birds from predators and harsh conditions. Pyracantha grows quickly and can be trained along fences, walls, or trellises to form a thick, protective hedge. With regular pruning, it can also be shaped into formal hedges or decorative espalier patterns against vertical surfaces. Over time, a mature pyracantha hedge becomes both a visual focal point and a practical barrier. It combines privacy, vibrant color, wildlife support, and security all in one plant. For gardeners looking for a living fence that offers both beauty and protection, pyracantha stands out as one of the most versatile and impressive options available.